And we are live, guys. Welcome, girls of high value, to another live session. My name is Joseph Darling. We are in Oslo, Norway, and what I'm going to talk about today is motivation. And why are you not motivated? And I'm going to try to explain it in terms of you being a woman. Women are different than men, and in a very specific manner, I'm going to explain one of them. One of the ways that men and women are different. Men are able to not care. Have you noticed that? They can actually be slobs, and there can be dirt, and there can be like nastiness, okay? And guys simply don't care. An example of that is basically in this house. My wife is in America right now, so I've got, sometimes guys living in the same house as me and paying me rent so that, rent will decrease for everyone. And these guys, literally, in that 1 month that they lived here, did not clean the bathroom at all. Now, they might have expected me to do it, but the thing is that they didn't even mention to me that the bathroom was nasty. Okay? And also in terms of the kitchen, they would just let things be, and I kind of helped out and basically did it for them most of the time. Simply because I didn't want to make it too burdensome so that they wouldn't rent from me again, whatever type thing. So the point of the thing is that men are able to not care at all. In fact, it's a muscle that men have to discipline themselves to learn, which means that they need to be told and repeatedly told over and over and over and over and over and over again in order for them to improve. Now, if they care about you, or if they care about their kids, or if they care about people that actually produce feelings of joy and happiness, and they are leaders of that group, that's when boys will care. When they are put in a leadership position, we're like, okay, these people rely on me. That's when boys start caring. If they're not put in leadership positions, they're like, I can just survive. This is also proven by men. Very, single guys basically are not motivated to work more than necessary. They don't really care about working overtime unless they have a goal about traveling the entire world or something like that. They'd rather do whatever they want to do whenever they want to do. Men in general are slobs unless they're raised up by a generation greater than them. In some ways, if they have an amazing father and a mother, they will obviously raise their boy to actually care and to progress and to grow, etc. But if the guy, or if a boy is born and his mother doesn't have capacity for him, or she basically belittles him and basically hurts his mental image continuously, not because it's her fault, but because she doesn't have capacity to nurture him and nurture his confidence and nurture him as a boy, then that boy is going to have difficulties caring about others basically for the rest of his life. And so he's going to be very selfish when it comes to natural things unless he's taught the opposite. But when it comes to women, however, women are born with the care gene, which basically means that because of their emotions, their intense emotions, they actually see a need and they basically fulfill the need. They want other people to be happy in general. Women who have capacity want other people to be happy because they care. This is the reason why also women are more likely to vote. Why women are more likely to finish their studies, because they care and they believe and care about what other people think. And they believe that having an education will help them to get a job. Now, except for the fact that they didn't know that getting a job is going to give them a life of misery. So, but they still do it anyways because they care. Does that make sense? So, what does this have to do with motivation? Well, first of all, if you don't care, then obviously you're not going to be motivated. For example, a guy will be motivated by beautiful women, right? He's going to be motivated by beautiful women. He's going to like, whoa, I need to improve. I need to impress. I need to do this. I need to increase my ability to do, increase my power. Because that's what turns women on. And so he will then change and improve and become better. And that's what women want men to do. But men these days are not motivated, so why should they do it? So they end up basically using girls as mothers for the rest of their lives. And that sucks for women. And it's men's fault, right? Because they can choose to actually care and motivate themselves and get things rolling. But it's going to get harder and harder because there's fewer and fewer women who are beautiful. And why is that? It's because they, unfortunately, don't have capacity and motivation to care about their looks. To care about going to the gym every day. To care about taking care of themselves because they care about so many different things. The problem with motivation in women is that they don't have capacity. Men, however, have 20 times more motivation capacity than women. Okay, between 10 and 20. The reason why is because of testosterone. Men have the ability to produce testosterone levels at such a higher degree than women, which allows them to tap into an untapped potential of motivation to move ahead and to create and to become powerful. Women have that testosterone motivation, but and that is in order for them to care. Okay? But the moment she becomes too masculine and gets too much testosterone, which we don't want women to have, she now cares more about everything, which means that she will, for a time, try and motivate herself and try to do this and try to do that and try to do this and make sure that she has abundance in every area of her life, and it's gonna wear her out. And she's basically going to develop more and more health problems, more and more diseases, which you will then reinforce with tablets and pills to basically take away the symptoms. And she's going to try even harder because that's what she's being told by the motivational videos on YouTube, and that you need to do this and that and the other, and being told by men, by the way, who don't know that men and women are different in terms of motivation and in terms of capacity. Men believe that women are able to do everything and to be superwomen. What an exhausting way to live your life. Seriously, why on earth would you want to care about everything to the point where you no longer have capacity to care about anything? Exactly. And you let yourself go, and suddenly your life starts to suck more and more and more. You think you're going to have more motivation when you're in that trap? You're going to have less motivation. The key to get more motivation for women, in many aspects, it lies within men. Men are responsible, and they can help you to be motivated. But the problem is that a lot of those guys aren't doing the things necessary for you to be motivated. So in the meantime, while I'm raising up a generation of men who are masculine and who actually increase in their capacity and power and their ability to protect and provide, in the meantime, the best thing that you can do to stay motivated, to take care of yourself and to take care of your health and to take care of other people, is to not spread yourself too thin. Okay? You have to use the little amount of discipline and testosterone levels that you have in you, that little part of masculinity, to work towards getting rid of things to care about. The less burdens on your shoulders, the better. The more vacation, the better. You don't want to be in a position where you have to work and struggle 6 days a week or 5 days a week for 12 hours a day and then you use the weekends to party because you don't party any other time. In some ways, I'm kind of talking about women in their 20s and 30s and 40s now, even though I'm just trying to explain to you, teenage girls, don't fall into that trap that the feminist ideology of going out there to fight in the marketplace on the career path. It's a very depressing sight. And it seems like they're happy. But you know what? They're only happy when they receive recognition for what they've done, and then it's gone. It's spikes of happiness, but then complete massive decreases because they're not able to pair bond with the love of their lives. It is so hard for a masculine woman, a disciplined woman, to actually retain a lifelong partner. And the reason why is because she's only turned on by power. The only way a man can be more powerful than her is if he is more masculine than she is. You can see how it becomes a problem if the woman is striving to be masculine and the man is trying to overpower her masculinity with more masculinity. Who's going to submit? You know, it's the man who very often does it. He submits because the woman has very intense emotions and she truly cares. And the guy doesn't really care who's right or wrong. He just wants to have peace and harmony in the house. And so he steps down and allows the woman to control the house and be the leader, even though she does not want to at all. This is explaining the whole thing. Okay? It explains why marriages fall apart. It explains divorce. It explains why women get demotivated and have a lack of capacity, why they die earlier and earlier. It explains why 40% of women have heart disease and cancer. Those things come from lack of emotional fulfillment. The heart. It comes from lack of love. It comes from lack of people embracing her. Physical touch, sexual satisfaction from a man that she's turned on by, not from a feminine guy who doesn't know what he's doing. This is where it starts. In your teenage years, make a decision to only use the little amount of masculinity and testosterone and discipline that you have to cut out things that will not matter for you in the long run. And the biggest aspect of that in your teenage years is getting good grades and schooling. It's a flippin' waste of time. You don't need it. You need to do enough so that the government doesn't chase your parents. Okay? Government regulated crap. But after you've done that small bit, I would recommend, therefore, homeschooling, because then you're not going to be pressured by people and teachers and parents to, oh, you need to do. That's going to increase your caring, increase your discipline, and therefore your masculinity. If you're homeschooled, it just solves basically most of the problems. Because you're now allowed to pull it down to, instead of 8 hours a day, maybe 2 hours a day or 1 hour a day. And then you can play, laugh, sing, increase your talents the rest of the day and just enjoy your femininity in your life. So that in your adult years, once the time comes to find an ideal long-term partner, you are in your femininity. When you're in your femininity, it's easy for a man to increase his masculinity to the point where he impresses you with his powers. The more feminine you are, the less or the more able a man is able to satisfy you. Unfortunately, men have to step up. They have to do it. And it's not because you step down. It's because they step up. But you are creating motivation in them by being feminine. More masculine you are, the less motivated men will be to provide and protect. Then you have to be by yourself, independent. Provide and protect for yourself. or vote for the government to take care of you, but they always run out of other people's money, so that's not going to work long term. It might have worked for for your parents in the past. It's not going to work for very much longer. Which means to stay motivated, get rid of things to care about, so that you can care about the things that are most important, which is your inner circle relationships that you're going to keep forever. And to take care of your understanding of the world, that's important, but also then to take care of your health, to take care of your body, to understand how you can stay fit and healthy, because that's going to just increase your motivation, because it pumps you with feel-good hormones and allows you to be more motivated to take the necessary steps in your life to keep you happy and motivated. But you got to get rid of those things that spread yourself too thin. This is the Girls of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling, and I'll speak to you again tomorrow.